So I'm so excited that so many people have signed up for my 3-day memoir workshop. And I thought for those of you who are a little bit on the fence or maybe new to this idea that I'm running this workshop, here is a video that's going to explain what we're going to do together. So, first of all, prerequisite number one, you have something you want to write about. You don't have to be an author. You don't even have to consider yourself to be an author, but you have this story, you have something, maybe even just a little scene, a paragraph, an episode that you, for some reason or another, keep thinking like, this could be a book. Some of you have written maybe even the first draft, but then life got messy and now you want to come back again and jumpstart the process. Perfect. Some of you have written the book like all the chapters, but only in your head. And now it's time to get it down on paper. Really doesn't matter. The only thing here is that we're not dealing with fiction. We're not writing Harry Potter or detective stories. We're writing personal stories. So I'm going to get into like what is a memoir, what are the different genres, yada, 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 once we get into the workshop itself. But what you should know is that the whole point of this workshop is that we will do one specific thing together. We will write the first chapter. And the reason for this is that A, writing the first chapter gets you started, right? Nothing is more exciting than actually like, oh my God, I wrote the first chapter. Before you write the first chapter, you overthinking everything to death. You're worried about everyone hating it. You think you're maybe not a good writer. You don't have time to write. You're waiting for inspiration to hit. Like there's just so many layers. But once you've written the first chapter, even if it is a piece of shit, it really doesn't matter because once you've written it, you can make it better. Make it exist first, then improve it. Do not try. Like the days of trying to improve it in your head alone is definitely over. So that's the one thing. It's like we just want to get out of the habit of overthinking everything to death. This is why the motto for this workshop is less thinking, more writing. So that's number one. The second reason why we are going to write the first chapter is something I'm borrowing from the scientific world, proof of concept. Once you have the first chapter, it's like you get to prove to yourself that, oh my God, I am actually writing. So all the doubts, the fears, the annoying, boring, uninteresting thoughts that keep you from writing, once you have the first chapter, you have proof that you're actually doing this. So it's like Van Gogh said, if you want to paint, paint. It's the same. If you want to write, write. If you want to start your memoir, start the memoir. Like there are no other like hoops to jump through. We think there are hoops to jump through. Our mind comes up with a whole slew of hoops for us to jump through, including I need more follower first. Maybe I need a celebrity to endorse my book. I've heard this advice from professional authors, and I think is absolutely bullshit. No, you don't need to go out and befriend a celebrity and get like triple digit Instagram followers before you start your memoir. If you want to write, you write. Okay, so that's number two. Proof of concept. You have a chapter. Now you know what you're dealing with. And that brings me to reason number three, why we are going to write the first chapter together. And that is there is so much writing advice out there and writing exercises and editing tools and writing processes that makes writing so much more doable than you think it is. But just hearing those things theoretically is not going to do you any good. Once you have that first chapter, even if it's a shitty first draft of a chapter, even if you hate it, even if it's only 2 pages long, even if you look at it and go like, oh my God, what have I done? And even if you love it to death and then you worry, shit, what if the next chapters can't be as good, right? But once you have something to work with, now all the writing tools and the processes and the editing tools that we're going to talk about, now you have something to apply them towards. So they're not like this like theoretical book over here, theoretical writing advice over there, and then like you're stuck in the middle not writing. I want you to write so we have something to work with. It reminds me a little bit about when I was learning to sew. and I would go to grandma's house and we would cut out a super simple pattern, and then all the sewing techniques and all the sewing tools and all the sewing know-how that she was in possession of could be applied towards that sewing project. Again, instead of just reading about it or her telling me about it, right? You need to like have something for your brain and your hands, your typing hands or your handwriting hand to sink into. You need to have some material to use these tools for. Because if I tell you the golden rule of chapters, like every single chapter should contain three things, right? If I tell you that, but you have never written a chapter, it will go in the one ear and out the other. And when you sit down to write the chapter, you don't know what I'm talking about. It will be all forgotten. But once you've written the first chapter, and I tell you, okay, now look at this chapter. Here are the three things that, according to Malcolm Gladwell, should be included in every single chapter. I forget, was it he who said it or was it Dan Brown? Doesn't matter. Point is, we've all learned from masters, right? But once you have your own chapter, and I give you these tools, and I give you these ideas, and I give you these concepts, now you can apply them. Now you can use them. And once you have used them, you know how to use them in the next chapter and the next and the next and the next. And if you need a fourth reason why you should write your first chapter, that is, once you've written one, it's easier to write a second one and a third and a fourth. It's very difficult to go from 0 to 10, from not writing at all to like, okay, I'm going to write the first draft. By having the first chapter and you prove to yourself that you could do it and you have some tools now so you can edit it on your own. And then you can go and write the book, should you want to, right? But then at least it's not like, oh, who am I? Should I, could I? No, now you know how. If you know how to write the first chapter, you know how to write the second. And if you know how to edit a second, now you know how to go on to the third. It's not that complicated. Our mind makes it complicated. If it feels complicated, rest assured it's your thinking about it that makes it complicated. But it's not only like, just attached to your inner, just like channel your inner wisdom and the book will come. No, we still need tools. We still need strategies. We still need to know a few like do's and don'ts, right? It's like I can't like channel my inner wisdom and like intuitively know how to speak Italian or drive a car, right? You still need someone to show you. You still need to study. You still need to work for it. But your wisdom piece, your creativity, your insights, your inspiration mixed with creative tools, ta-da! Suddenly, like we're cooking with fire instead of having a damp blanket over the whole thing. And what else should you know about the memoir workshop? I think it's important to know that we will not read and judge and critique each other's work. Like I have a Facebook page, but that's mostly for people to introduce themselves and where I can post the replay of the eat for each day. So for those of you who can't be there live or you want to watch it again, here's the link to the YouTube, link whatever, right? But it's not a place where you have to upload your manuscript or upload your first draft and we have to read it and dissect it and come up with it. No, it's not for that. There's not enough time for that. If you're going to work on your first book and your first chapter, you don't have time to read 50 other people's first chapters. That is insane. So the time issue is one thing. And the other thing is that I don't think it's very productive. I don't think it's helpful. I don't think it's helpful for a new person. I know this for myself. Like when I was a new author and was writing the first chapter of my first memoir, I did not want to sign up for a writing group where people could just like tear it asunder and tell me everything that they could improve with it. And no, I was too scared. It was too new. It was too fresh. It was too. And so I want to honor that for all of you. For those of you who know that we're not going to critique and give advice and read each other's work, all of you are like, oh my God, thank God. Because that is sometimes the hurdle for people to sign up for a writing workshop or a writing seminar or a writing program because they're like, oh my God, I don't want anyone to read my work. No, great. No one will read your work. You will read your work and you will be given tools so you know how to make it better. And once you feel more confident, once it feels a bit more polished, then you can show it to people should you want to. but none of us will read each other's work. We will talk about your book, right? So I would love for you all to like introduce your memoir to us, say a little bit about what it's about, what gave you the idea, what you're picturing. Yes, there will be like some brainstorming sessions. I know some of you have more than one idea. Brilliant. So we'll talk about the book. We'll connect with our books. We'll communicate with our books. That is a thing, by the way, and it's one of the best tools ever. But we will not read each other's work. Um, and I think that's important because in the beginning, it's like, no, it's almost like if you're baking. You don't want to come running in and show someone like, "Ooh, look at this pancake batter. Do you think it's going to be good?" No, just feed me a pancake already made. I don't need to be with you every step of the way and taste everything. Maybe that's not the best metaphor, but you know what I mean. It's like, no, we do not need to read each other's work. I have so many other reasons why that's not going to happen here, but I think you get the point. It's like we're just going to show up. This is for you. This writing memoir, this workshop is a gift to you, to yourself, and to your book, and to your future readers. I want you to treat it like a treasure, like a writing retreat. This is your chance to actually spend some quality, you and your book, spending some quality time together. And you will learn. You will discover that it's not that complicated to draw inspiration and creativity out of thin air. You will discover that even if you think you are the world's worst writer, you can still write with those thoughts. You don't have to overcome those thoughts first, and then you will write. It's almost like I can think I'm like the world's worst, I don't know, runner, and I can still go running. Having some like uplifting idea about how great I am is not a prerequisite for sitting down to write. The point here isn't to be a good writer, by the way. I know I'm going on and on a little bit here, but the point of this workshop is not to make you a great writer. It's to make you a person who actually writes and who writes the first chapter and who knows how to improve it and who knows that once you have a shitty first draft, you know how to improve it. And then you can be on your way. So I hope to see many more of you in the signing up section every single day. People are trickling in. I think we're close to 60 people. It's going to be so much fun. And it is so rewarding to be in a space, to be in a room with fellow creatives, fellow authors, and especially since we're all working on our memoirs, that like creates a special bond between us all. So we start on Wednesday, the 29th, and then we meet on the following Thursday and the following Friday. So 3 days next week, we are going to work on our memoirs. It's going to be amazing. Welcome.